How's it going, everyone? Runt9 here, and welcome back to another episode of Runt9 Plays City Skylines, City of Pyradian, episode number 5. Apologies for no Slay the Spire episode last night. It's been a busy week. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. And I have no idea about the quality of this video, and I'll probably record 2 or 3 in this session today. I'm also dealing with the fact that City of Heroes has been revived, and it may or may not be one of my favorite games of all time, so I've been playing a ton of that. But we're not here to talk about that. Also, I'm pretty hungover right now. I had one too many drinks last night, or 2 or 3 too many. So I'm not doing too hot, but I want to put out the content. I've been doing a little bit of building off camera. So let's talk about where we're at right now and what we're going to do this episode. So first things first, you'll notice that I went ahead and did the other metro line. Unfortunately, what I would like to have is some sort of transfer here in the middle, which, by the way, these tunnels were a pain to do. You can kind of see how I had to snake the highway underneath everything else and snake these. It was hard. Let's be honest here. But because of the way the park is positioned, I wasn't able to do a transfer here, which does kind of suck. Not a huge fan of that. But if we go over here, you can tell there are a ton of people using the metro, which also means that at 6 o'clock p.m. on a Thursday, our traffic flow is at 93%. In fact, let's let it run for a minute. Let's let it go through rush hour and just see how many people use the metro and how good our traffic flow is. So we've got 11,500 people in this little circle city, and our traffic is perfect. Now, I was able to get, by the magic of switching mods off and on until it just magically works, I was able to get my better traffic view working again. So it is more correct. But you can tell that we're in the peak rush hour right now, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine. No concerns whatsoever. And look at the number of people on these metro lines, dude. I named them northeast to southwest and northwest to southeast just so they're easy to see. And honestly, I bet there's a lot of people waiting on these stops. I mean, look at that. There's hundreds of people. We can actually... We need to turn the vehicle count modifier up. Let's go look at this stop. Look at how many people are waiting there, dude. Look at that. We don't have the vehicle count on this line right now. We need to get this up to at least 5 vehicles. And probably are going to need more. I mean, these lines are at maximum freaking capacity, dude. This one, again, we've got hundreds of people going through the city. So let's get 5 vehicles here, and these numbers are going to continue to skyrocket. While that's clearing out, let's take a look at our bus lines. Our bus lines are spread pretty evenly through the city. I don't think there's going to be any massive waits. This one could maybe use... could maybe use 1 or 2 more buses. So let's crank this one up to 6 or 7. 7's fine. It's because that's where it landed. This one's good. This one's good. This one's good. This one could maybe use 2 more. Alright. I think we're good on our bus lines. Metro is now crossing 1,000 people. And it looks like we're kind of caught up. Sorry about that. I'm fiddling with a clothespin, so it kind of clacked on me there. It's just, there's so many people on the metro right now. Let's go ahead and just crank these up to max capacity. And just say, you know what? However many people want to ride it. Go for it. We're going to need more public transit than this, I can guarantee you. But that's not what our main focus is on this episode. The 2 things that I really want to do are get our ring road here. And as you'll notice, we have a gigantic residential demand. I want to get our ring road around our city, try to drop some exits off at some points around the circle, and then start building a non-circular suburb area that kind of goes out to the edges of the map. Now, one issue here is the fact that we've got some poop water. And what I'm curious about is, when do we get... we don't get that until 28K. So it's going to be a while before we get our eco treatment plants. So we're going to have a rough time figuring out where to put the poop. Honestly, I don't have a good solution to that right now. May be able to do floating garbage collectors in a couple places. But I think the first things first is we need to build our ring road. And so I had a couple of thoughts here. I think that this is already kind of a good start to it. And also, I want to buy this tile. When do we hit our next milestone? 15K. So one of the things that I did off camera... also, before we get to that, our park leveled up. So we need to drop in a couple of gazebos in here, just to start fleshing things out a bit more. How's our park doing? It's doing well, it's doing well. Let's go ahead and crank the ticket prices up to $30 because we can. People will come to see our park. And you see, just like things are flowing perfectly. We've got tons and tons of metro trains running now. So even in the middle of the night, look at how many people are on the frickin' metro, dude. We seriously may want to consider having some buses that carve through the city, or trying to think what other public transit could we do for this. I mean, trams, they would be duplicating the bus routes. We could run another metro through here, but I kind of want to avoid doing that. Blimps aren't going to do us too good here. Monorail is cool and all, but I just don't see it. Yeah, I don't think that'll be useful. But one of the things I did off camera is I kind of started, converting the loops a bit more. We will end up at the point where this entire inner city is all high density. I've even been starting to convert industry to office. And that's something that I just figure people kind of don't want to see this process. But, that's an opportunity for banter, really. Like, I can talk about how what I do not recommend when drinking is mixing your alcohols. And they say liquor before beer, you're in the clear. I can tell you that that's a great thought, and I appreciate that saying. Unfortunately, I can tell you from experience last night that that's not always going to be perfect. You start off with some Moscow mules, and you're thinking, all right, you know what, let's do this, let's eat, and then let's switch to beer. Let's maintain the buzz, See, that sounds great in theory, but the problem is, if you go ahead and have 4 beers and chug a couple of them on your way down the rabbit hole, then what happens is, it doesn't matter if you try to eat now, you're already gone. Because I'm not a big dude. I can hold my alcohol fairly well, but when you put away 6 drinks in 4 hours and you haven't eaten anything in a while, and then you try to eat, I can tell you for a fact that whatever you ate is coming right back up. And I mean, I don't mean to get gross here, so apologies for that, but I gotta be honest with you, I've had better days. Definitely have had better days. Oh, something else I did is I dropped in our first university here, because all of these office buildings are complaining about not enough educated workers. And with the Citizen Lifecycle Rebalance mod, it'll take a while before those start filling in with educated workers. We definitely need another elementary school in here somewhere, so let's just plop one right down there. Realistically, we need more capacity than even that. Let's throw another one in over here somewhere, just to have the capacity. And we need more high school capacity as well. Where's our high schools at? So because school is out right now, in fact, it may be a good idea to wait for it to be in session. But I think another high school over here is probably good. No, because that's in the industry. That doesn't make any sense. Put one on this outer ring, and then another one inside here, just to fill out some capacity. A university capacity is great. So it's about to be rush hour. Our traffic is fine. Metro usage is down because it's about to be rush hour, but it's not quite there. So yeah, let me tell you, not one of my brightest ideas. So we've got a ton of money. Let's start on the ring road. Well, I do want to buy this tile though, which will also help with being able to bring this highway down onto this island, which as you can tell, I bought most of the island. We are going to want to deal with this poop water, though. Again, I don't know what my solution to that's going to be, but we're going to want to deal with that poop water. We're going to want more office building space. Also, I think that we'll probably build an industrial sector up here and leverage this external connection, kind of fork off some cargo train. Utilize this highway connection and this highway connection to kind of, maybe we'll do a little highway route here to kind of work around that industry section, but that'll be a future video. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So that's going to be commercial zoning that isn't filling in yet. It may be about time to go ahead and do another ring of high density residential conversion. Still need more elementary schools. So let's build more elementary schools. Where are we light? We've got a little gray area down here, so let's just throw another school in there and throw another one in here, just so that we get plenty of capacity. So we're going to hit 15K here in just a minute. So let's let that hit. We do get the floating garbage collector and the crematorium, which is good. We'll try to use the floating garbage collector to start cleaning up some of this poop, because that is just less than ideal. So it's starting to be rush hour. Our traffic flow is still perfect. We've got metro lines running at plenty of capacity. People are using it heavily. We maybe even have too many trains. We don't necessarily need to run all 9, but you know, I'd rather have too many than too few, and we're still raking in the cash, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let's just sit here and wait a moment to hit our 15K. We'll buy this tile, and then we'll go build our ring road around the city, and we'll just kind of integrate it into this highway. I figure we'll kind of have an exit here that just kind of circles around. My phone thinks that I was talking to it, but I definitely wasn't talking to it. That's definitely not a thing that happened. But I think that we'll just kind of integrate this into the highway. There's our 15K. Let's immediately drop some of these floating garbage collectors in here. See if we can start cleaning up some of this water pollution. I'm gonna just throw these out here. I didn't realize how expensive they were. Maybe not my finest moment, because we do need money. I don't know how quickly they start to work, but if we can get some poop cleaned up, that would be great. We also could use some crematoriums just to make sure our death care coverage is taken care of. Let's see where we can drop these in at. We'll put one right there. Nope, not quite. We'll drop one in right there. Let's take that loan out again. I also had to make sure to drop the garbage down to 100% and bump up my high density taxes. Oh man, these floating garbage collectors better do their job. 50,000 cubic meters per 20 minutes. Hopefully that means that pollution will start to go down. We do need to go ahead and buy this tile, which is great because that opens up our tourism island as the poop starts to get cleaned up. I'm thinking that what may be best... Oh, we need water and sewage here. Let's drop in another one of these. And we are dangerously close to polluting our water supply here. In fact, I'm going to relocate this down here and relocate this down here just to make darn sure that we don't accidentally pollute our water supply. I would like to do a water treatment plant in an attempt to make this less poopy. In fact, I want to go ahead and convert these to water treatment plants that we totally don't have the money for. That was a bad idea. Alright, fine. Put the water drain pipes back where they were. Sewage treatment, water availability. Come on. Oh, we need to run some underground power lines here. There we go. Alright, that will handle that. It looks like you can see it's starting to clear up a bit, which is good. Definitely rolling in the dough. I do think I want to wait a little bit before we build our ring road, just so that I don't have to start progress on that. I don't want to start progress on that and then have to immediately stop. So I know this has been a little bit of a slower episode. Didn't get to do some of the things I wanted to do, but we kind of had a few other things to worry about. Let's see how our metro's doing. Still holding at some good capacity. We've actually got some tourists coming in. Our Elizabeth Park is going to level up again shortly and is bringing us in a ton of money. So things are going well for the city right now. Not gonna lie, the money is really flowing in. There's our climbing frame number 1, so let's go ahead and drop that in our park. Probably drop one down here and one over here. And I feel happy with that. And the next level for this will be when it doubles its visitors. Maintenance is doing fine. Ticket prices go up over time, which I don't remember it doing that, but that means it'll only continue to bring in a ton of money. And I do compulsively check traffic, in case you can't tell. So I think we want to start down here and kind of just have this highway immediately go into a regular T interchange. Don't imagine that we're going to have room for the game's built-in one. Probably not. No, we're going to have to kind of build our own here. So let's just start with our raised 3-lane highway. Probably could get away with a 2-lane. I don't imagine this is going to haul a whole bunch of traffic. But we definitely are going to want to run this a little bit out because we don't want the noise to bother the residential area. In fact, we'll probably fill in with some trees and, excuse me, may even do a frontage road or service road potentially, which would ease the traffic burden quite a bit. And then we could put some office buildings and commercial buildings along that. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be best here. I need to stop and think about this. So we've got 2 T intersections here. and we kind of want to just merge this in. Yeah, I think that I will want to do a frontage road going along the inside and outside. I think that would probably be best. So let's build the frontage road first, which is going to be one way around the circle. Don't think we need a 3-lane one-way. That might be a bit much. We'll do a 2-lane one-way and see how that goes. We are not going to do bus routes on this. And we're going to stop the metro where it's already stopped at. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So, first things first, let's pause and go ahead and destroy these. Then let's grab this, starting about right here with our curve tool. And we're going to go out a great many units. I do not remember, we lock this to... There we go. Make sure the angle is locked. 102 units, I think. What we need to do. 102 by 102. Looks close. Yeah, we'll go with that. Actually, because of the parks and stuff, we're going to want this to be a little bit further out from the residential area. Let's instead come down a little bit further, maybe about right here, and come over, let's just do 110. Don't necessarily know what it's complaining about there. This is definitely not going to be a perfect circle. Yep. Let's go ahead and delete this entire interchange here. All right. Now let's go back here. And I am going to do all this building on camera. I do think that it's interesting to see how these types of things get developed. So I do want to do this building on camera for sure. I think I will actually bring this in a little bit tighter up here. Nope. 106, that's fine. Yes, that looks good there. We'll bring this probably out to 112. Again, I realize this isn't going to be the most perfectly circular thing you've ever seen before in your life. But it should be quote-unquote good enough, which is kind of what I'm going for here. Yeah, that's kind of ugly. Don't get me wrong. I totally get it. If you want to get mad at me in the comments, go for it. Yeah, I definitely get it. So once you are on this service road, though, is when you'll be able to go there. We're going to want to raise this highway up, and we're going to start running a frontage road along this that will snake around onto the frontage road for the highway, which is going to be tight. It's going to run pretty much along the coast here. Let's go ahead and try to build that in, starting from the limit of this. And this is going to need to be probably like 135 out. Let's see what that looks like. Dude, we're going to need to go like 160 units maybe. 160 gets us to there. That seems legit. Now this is where it gets a little interesting. So we're going to go up like so. No, not quite that far. We're going to need to raise that highway for sure. So I realize that this one is going to be pretty horrendous, and I'm going to get a bit more freeform with it as I go through this because of the fact that it's going to need to curve with the highway, and I realize that this is kind of ugly, so we'll see if we can't use move it to... Yeah, I'm okay with that. I do kind of want to bring this in a bit. Let's see. We can... Nodes and segments. Let's just start to bring this down a bit. No, it's going to take me too much time to do that, and honestly, I will just fill it in with trees and stuff to make it look a little bit less horrible. So let's do our 2-lane raised highway. We also actually need to reverse this, it looks like. Yes. Perfect. Let's grab our highway and let's just start from here and go up. We'll probably want to make this reasonably high, so let's just do it at 20 units and go from there. And hopefully I will be able to just like copy paste this with move it, but we'll find out if that's actually going to work or not. I want the actual highways to be pretty close together. Let's go 130 units, 140 units and see what that looks like. If I go up 140 on a perfect 90-degree angle, you know what? That doesn't look terrible. I'm okay with that. And then this will kind of just be curved in like so, and then we'll figure it out from there as to how it merges onto that. And then we'll go the other way and then reverse direction. So let's come out 140 units, go up 140 units, which does get a little close to the service road there. We'll go 141. Yeah, that's fine. And then from here, we'll kind of curve this in like so, and then figure out what to do there in a minute. And rather than copy paste with move it, and let's reverse this while I'm thinking about it, I think I will just do another one and just try to keep it as close to circular as possible. I will come back in and fix that one little bend there and move it here in just a moment. There we go, that looks a little better. Now let's do this one, and we'll start there, come out. Last one was 140 units, so this one should come out maybe 134. We'll guesstimate that. 90, 134 puts us right there. That actually looks pretty solid, not gonna lie. So we'll do this and then curve it around like so. That was a little too far. That looks okay. I'm fine with that. And I realize that we're going to need some direction reversal, but we'll deal with that. I think we did 134. bringing it up to about there-ish. Yep, perfect. And then we'll try to do this. No, that's too much of a curve to it. I really don't like the way that this is going. We'll have to curve this a bit more carefully. That seems fine. And again, we'll need to go in and reverse direction up here. I realize that there is a lot of space between the highway and the service road in many places, but that's okay. And we definitely need to buy these two tiles down here so that we can get access to this coastline and especially are able to deal with this. This episode is going to run a little long, by the way, just because of, kind of the nature of what we're doing here. So just kind of be prepared for the fact that I want to finish this in this episode. So hopefully you don't mind a little bit more content on this particular one. But we are going to finish our ring road in this episode 100% for sure. So I think what needs to happen is starting from about right here, this main highway needs to be raised, and we're honestly going to raise it as far out as we can, maybe to about right there, and then just delete all of this. Now I could have gone in and just raised it with Move It, which probably would have been better, but I'm not going to do that. So let's grab our 3-lane highway, and we'll want to snake it a little bit. But let's go up to 20 so that it's the same height as the other highway. And that is perfect there. So now let's just kind of snake this around a bit. And probably go to about right there before we start to bring it down. And that seems like a smooth enough slope for me to be happy. And let's bring this up to 20 units. That's a nice smooth slope. And we'll kind of bend this around a little bit like so. Bend it back around through there, and then come around like so, and then dive in here to see. I want to go just a little bit further before we start doing the slope down. Perfect. So now this part is nice and raised. We can bring the service roads, or this service road, along under here, which is what we're going to do right now. Grab our 2-lane. And let's just curve this right under here. Find a spot that works. Oh, we're gonna need to shoot this gap. Yeah, that's right. I used a football term, shooting the gap. We're gonna want to curve this around those pillars. And then kind of run this. I'm not sure what it's complaining about, honestly. Well, oh, money is what it's complaining about. Yeah, we don't really have a way to earn a bunch of money right now because nobody can get into the city. But let's ignore that problem for a moment and kind of keep the city running for a minute while we're building this last part out. I want to run this under like so, and then in like that. And then we'll use Move It to kind of fix this curve a little bit. That's good. So that gives us a service road here. We'll probably do one exit onto the service road down there for people to get into the city. This service road is already good. And then we need to do our merges on and off. So let's figure that part out. We've got enough money that I feel comfortable pausing again. It's not enough money, but it'll be enough money for now. I think I'm perfectly okay with the way that this is going to work, but I do want to think very carefully about this interchange. We do want people to be able to get from the service road onto the highway and from the highway onto the service road. Oh, that's an annoying little bend there. Let's kind of make that a little bit more curvy. And same thing here on... Actually, no, that one is fine. So the interchange here, and it's not even necessarily an interchange per se, it's just an interesting merge pattern. I think that I want to use the fact that this is already 20 high to our advantage, and we'll kind of just bring these two lanes underneath and merge them on. We'll try to merge down to one lane at some point, but not until we've already gone underneath the highway, I would say. So let's slope down to... I don't know why it thinks it should be a tunnel. That's kind of odd. But I think we can come under here if we go down to a height of 10. I think I want to slope it down slowly. And then bring this under. Doesn't look like that was enough of a slope. See, I don't think that that height is actually 20. Can I actually make it around these poles? Apparently not. It's still intersecting with those. But I don't believe you. I realize this must be like one of the most boring things you've ever seen. But I find this tremendously interesting. So hopefully there's some people out there who enjoy this type of highway building. Okay, that appears to not be working, so we're going up and over. Congratulations, you've convinced me. We're going up to 30 meters, and we're just going to go like this. And come around here like so. And then we're going to have one lane that exits off onto the service road. Like so. And we're going to have one lane that continues on onto the highway. Let's bring it in like so. I'm not sure what its problem is. I may just use road anarchy and say deal with it, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I mean, I guess I can see that that's not the best thing in the world. Oh, because it kind of messes with this quite a bit. In fact, that is a really steep slope that I am going to redo immediately. I did not realize how steep that slope is. I should keep in mind that, yeah, 30 meters is high. So let's instead just start bringing the slope down on our own. And want to use the straight tool to bring this down to 10 meters here. And bring this down to 4 meters, and then try to just finish it onto there. And we'll want to make this merge properly. So grab our 3-lane and upgrade this here to force people to merge properly. And obviously, as with any time I do merges, you will always see me do this, just to make sure that people stay in the correct lane, and then they'll figure out the merges on their own. So that way you can get from this highway onto the outer service road there, or you merge onto the highway. You need to move it to kind of fix this up a bit. Oh, it doesn't look very pretty now, does it? Okay, that straightens that up. That straightens that up. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I'm not going to deny that in the slightest. But it's functional. So there's that ramp. That's one part. Actually, we also need to do an upgrade to 4-lane highway here. Let's upgrade that, And I do believe that TPME will properly handle the merges, but I always like to do this myself just to make sure. Plus, it also keeps people from changing lanes in the middle of this merge as well. So we're going to need to do something very similar on the exit here. Now, this service road is way the crap out here. And maybe that's less than ideal. This video is running super long. I definitely understand that. So hopefully, like I said, this isn't too much of a problem. That exit works out okay. We're going to want to also bring an exit from here down onto the service road. So let's go ahead and do that while I'm thinking about it. So we'll do an upgrade back here somewhere. Why is it? There we go. Maybe it would be best to enter from this side. I think that's what I'll do. We will allow this lane to exit right here. Can we make it a bit smoother? Probably not with the straight tool. Let's start the exit that way and then see how we can make this kind of smooth. You know what? I'm fine with that. That's okay. There shouldn't be any intersection there. Good. There is not. Shouldn't be any intersection there. Perfect. And we will want to turn this into a 3-lane one-way temporarily, yet again, to handle the merge. And like I said, go into TPME and make sure that the lanes do what I want them to, not what they want to do themselves without it. And that way we have a single exit from this highway, we have an exit from this highway so that people can get into the city that way. Once again, I apologize for how late this episode is running. And I don't know why I'm apologizing that you guys are getting more content out of one video, but I always feel bad for things kind of dragging on. So we're going to want an exit here that goes off onto that, and then this service road probably is going to need an on-ramp here as well. And again, I realize that this inner service road is kind of bad. And by kind of bad, I mean really bad. But honestly, I don't hate it. We do want people coming out of the city getting on the service road to be able to get onto the ring road. Let's turn off road anarchy, by the way. This is going that direction. Okay, perfect. So this is going to be an on-ramp from here first. So let's do our 4-lane highway and upgrade here and here. And then bring this from here. We'll bring it out like so, and then curve it onto there. And that seems like a solid ramp to me. I'm perfectly fine and happy with that. And then we will want to do a ramp probably down here that curves up and around to height of 20. I want it to be much smoother than that, though, is the thing. "20 height." All right, that looks good. And then we can just curve this right on there. I'm going to want to keep it straight for the most part. And then curve it right at the end. Nope, not like that. Nope, we're going into move it and changing that to be more like so. And we will curve it in more like that. Yeah, much better. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but this way, this service road has a way to get onto the ring road, and this highway has a way to get onto the ring road. And this is definitely the type of spaghetti BS you will grow to learn and love about me. And maybe you don't love it, but that's not my problem. I like spaghetti. So sue me. That seems to merge on perfectly fine there. If the merges end up causing problems, we can always fix that later. I'm not too terribly concerned about it. So we're going to want to do something very similar down here. I think that people coming through this, we'll deal with the highway interchange as well, which is going to be kind of frustrating. In fact, I think I may just have it end at the service road, and this just be a quick expressway to get under the city. But I don't necessarily know if I'm going to immediately hook it up to the ring roads. So let's do something very similar over here. We're going to want the service road and this direction to connect over. Let's make this a left exit. I think that's going to be best. We have the room to do it. I think that I'm going to we'll build this ramp first and see what it looks like. I'm going to try to go underneath again on this one and see if I can get it to work. I think with, there we go. That looks like it's going to work this time. Come out to there and then up. That slope seems smooth enough. That is maybe a little bit too steep of a slope, so I'm going to bring this node around here just to smooth that slope out a bit more. And that gets people from here onto the ring road. Let's do our highway upgrades. I always like to do 2 nodes worth. That seems to be plenty of time to let people navigate into the correct lane. And we'll want to probably bring the service road ramp off, I mean, honestly, from under the highway here, because they do have to go up 20 units. And I think, yeah, it's not going to be too terribly happy about that. Let's go as close as we can and then hook it in and maneuver this a bit. So that the merge is a little bit smoother. That slope seems okay to me. It's not necessarily perfect, but that means that people coming in from the city, you'll go through that service road and then you'll come over here. Probably down here. We'll want to curve it a little bit just so these people have time to get into the correct lane. It'll definitely want to be after we've merged back down to 2. And then that will come around. Come up onto the highway there. That seems perfect. And now for these people, we'll have one exit that... No. That's definitely not what I want. I want it to curve and start going down. We'll go down to a height of about 5. Curve it around like so before we smoothly take it into the service road there. Just move it to kind of make that suck less. Yeah, that looks nice and smooth. And then obviously it is a merging situation. So what am I going to do? I'm going to upgrade it to a 3-lane one-way for 2 nodes. And that'll take us to the red light there. And then we need another ramp that comes up off of there like so and connects on in a smoother way than it's trying to do it with the straight tool. I figured it would do it poorly, but I didn't realize it would be that poor. Yeah, I'm going to go in and fix this with Move It for sure. And that's not exactly the way I want this to look. So let's move it to fix it. Coming out to about like so should be fine. Bring this out to straighten that out a bit. And then bring this at a more of a straighter angle. Yeah, that seems fine to me. So you curve around a slight bit there. In fact, I don't want it to be nearly as much of a curve, to be completely honest. We are up to 52 minutes on this video. This is... Apparently I should have spent an entire video doing this, or I should cut this down. I'm not going to cut it down. I like building. I like the commentary and the reasoning on why I do things this way. I feel like it's valuable information for this because, again, I love traffic. Not in real life, but I love doing this type of traffic management. And I know that I need to do my merging lanes properly on the off-ramp onto the service road down there. So don't let me forget to do that. Come on, click. And let's do the same thing down here. Make sure that this merge happens properly as well. This ensures 100% traffic flow properly through there. Okay, I am very content with that. So that nets us everything other than this underground highway. So let's take a look at what we've got going down underground. Can I go underground, please? Let's take a look at what our options are here. Should we just bring this up and see? I'm going to do this for now. I do not expect this to be the ideal scenario. I have a feeling this is going to be kind of a terrible plan. To just have this go straight into the service road like this. But we'll try. We will see how this goes. In fact, I think I want to bring these each down to 1 lane and force the merge. We're going to want to likely make this a 3-lane one-way here. So we have a turning lane and allow this to be upgraded. I clicked on that node, I swear. That way, these guys get their own lane to free traffic flow on here. 90-degree turns are bad, so we're probably also going to want to not make these 90-degree turns. But again, I'm kind of just guessing for now. I see a little bit of an artifact there. I'm going to see if maybe move it can fix this problem. I need to go underground. We'll just bring this down a little bit and see if that fixes it. Yeah, that fixed that little artifact. That's nice. And then we'll do the same thing over here. We will bring these highways up to the service road, like so. Switch the direction. And then do the same thing that I did with the 3-lane one-ways to upgrade here. And apparently that's already a 3-lane one-way because of the way that our merging was working earlier. So that's perfectly fine. That basically means that if you're in this lane and you don't want to turn, you need to switch lanes. So there'll probably be a little bit of merge issues going on there, but I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. Now, that does mean that these guys have to get all the way over if they want to get onto the ring road, which is fine. I don't think that'll cause problems, but we'll just kind of have to see. And that covers that. We're going to want to hook this up into the main city as well. I think what the right answer there is, until we can prove that we need more traffic flow than this, let's come up to normal height, is I'm going to just do this kind of like I normally would and bring this up here. That'll create stoplights, but I'm okay with that. I think that this intersection right here is going to be problematic. People coming off of this onto this street, we may want to bring this out of the tunnel sooner and give them a way to get on that. Let's check and see. I think we're going to want stop signs here and here to ensure that the service road is as free-flowing as possible. We may even want to make this 3 lanes as well to have a turning lane. I don't know. I think this is going to be pretty bad for traffic. We're going to do a simple diamond interchange here. I don't see any reason to make this anything other than a diamond interchange. I'm so used to using the curve tool. Bring it down from this node onto the service road, please. Please? Okay, well, it doesn't want to do it the way that I would like it to. Can you work with me, please? It wants to be a pain in my butt. So let's do the exit further back here, then. And just bring that height down sooner rather than later. See how smooth we can make that slope. And then hook it in like so. And then obviously we will just want to run both of these nodes as 3-lane one-ways. So there's a designated turning lane there. And actually we'll want to upgrade that as well so people turning here are forced into... Yeah, we're going to need to do a little management at this intersection. So you can only turn there. You can only turn into this lane. And you guys must go like that. So that way that forces this into a turn lane. That forces this to only turn here. So yeah, there's some traffic crisscrossing, but that means that these 2 lanes are free flowing. And this one has to stop and wait until there's nobody turning. Which seems fine to me. And then we will also upgrade this here. And that'll be where we do our ramp from here onto here. So let's get this up to height of 20. That seems smooth enough. Like I said, very long episode. Don't need to be underground with move it here. Let's drag this over. I am okay with that. And this needs to be a 3-lane highway here to handle that merge properly. And as per usual, do the traffic management to merge there. Okay, so typical diamond interchange with free-flowing service roads. This gets us our forced on-ramp. I would like to move this around as well. Yeah, there we go. That way it's a smooth slope up. It is pretty steep, don't get me wrong, I get that. But, you know, life goes on. Do we have... We did not upgrade this to 3-lane down here, which we need to do. That way we have a designated off-ramp lane. Now this is something that if you use some different highway assets, you can make it look a lot better. I tried that a couple of times, and I spent way longer on it than I reasonably should spend on something in a video game, and decided that it just wasn't in my best interest to continue using that mod. But it was really cool, don't get me wrong. I definitely enjoyed using it. Probably gonna need to come down like so. Is that too steep of a slope? No, I'm actually okay with that. That is a very smooth, clean off-ramp. 3 lanes all the way down to the intersection. And again, I think we're going to want to go ahead and do that. I may even want this to be... All right, this is going to be a little bit of fun. So first things first. Let's actually do our highway upgrade while I'm thinking about it. Let's do this intersection while I'm thinking about it. And if I miss any of these merges, please let me know in the comments. I will upload this as one long video. I don't really have any qualms about that. This definitely is not going to be a stoplight. It is not letting me click on that for some reason. There we go. Like I said, I want to keep those as stop signs. And now let's do fun traffic management here. So you can only turn here, you can only go there, you can only go there. Or actually, you can also go there. So if you're in this left lane, you need to be, or actually you can also, so you can merge into this center lane. This is a fun intersection. You can only turn left, you can only turn right, you're the only free-flowing lane. You can only turn there, or go straight. You can only go straight or turn here. This is an interesting one as well. You have to merge with these fellas. And I think I'm okay with that. Our 3-lane goes down to here, which I think is a good point to do our on-ramp from here onto the highway. I'm going to want a bit more curvature than that. So let's go up to our height of 20 and try to bring this in Okay, it doesn't quite want to play ball. So let's just do the shortest possible route that we can, and then use move it to fix things up a bit. There we go. That's nice and smooth. I'm okay with that. And we need to do our 3-lane highway upgrade. We don't have money. Well, fortunately, we have not completely ruined our city because people can... Actually, I don't think there's a way for people to get into the city. But, you know, details. We did that there. We just need to do the 3-lane highway here. You can complain about slope too steep all you want. I'll just road anarchy that. Oh, this is the part where the slope is too steep. Yeah, that looks terrible. Don't get me wrong, I totally get that. Let's try to bring this node a little bit further down and try to fix this a bit. We're going to want to bring this node up some more. Yeah, okay. That looks a bit less terrible. That is a pretty steep slope, but I'm okay with it. So people are already using the ring road, as you can tell. This is going to be pretty fun for traffic, I would guess. And at least for the moment, I'm going to turn off the stop signs until we have reason to believe that people need it. Look at all that traffic coming off the ring road, dude. That's wonderful to see. Mainly because that's the only way people can get into our city right now, to be completely honest. We are then going to run, again, a straight road to here, under the highway, to here. I realized that I actually wanted to curve this around slightly so that it connected up down here. That way, it looks a little bit nicer here, dealing with that merge. This needs to be pulled out a little bit. This angle needs to be a little bit sharper. Yeah, much better. So we've got our turn lane there. We need to do this and ensure, after I, upgrade this, do our 2-node normal thing there. You can only turn there. You can go straight. You can go straight. So that's our exit. We've got an on-ramp to the ring road. We do not have an on-ramp onto the highway. This highway has an off-ramp onto the service road down there. So let's do an on-ramp from here on the right lane that comes up and over. In fact, I kind of want to see if I could just have this come out kind of straight. That might be okay. Yes, game, I get it. That seems like a smooth enough slope that I don't hate it. I'm okay with that. That means we need to upgrade this to a 3-lane one-way here and here. So actually, let's just keep this as a 3-lane one-way all the way through until this on-ramp. We need to do a 4-lane highway here and here, and make sure that our merge is handled properly. On my count, this is 1 hour and 9 minutes thus far. We are almost done. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. I honestly cannot tell you all how much I appreciate the support. There have been a lot of people letting me know that they enjoy these videos, and it couldn't make me any happier to see how much support I'm already getting for this series. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. This can be 2-lane onto 3-lane one-way is already handled there. Okay, so let's handle these intersections. You must turn. You can go there and there. You can go there and there. This, you must turn right. You must go... I did actually need to upgrade that. Forgot that that's how I did it on the other side. You must go straight. You must turn. You can go there or there. You can go there or there. You must merge into that lane so that they can free flow there. And then we need an on-ramp onto this highway. Did I create a weaving problem here? No, because this ramp is already off before this ramp is on. We want to avoid having a ramp weave with this off-ramp. So I think what I'm going to do is turn this into... Let's do an upgrade here. 1 lane, we're going to then split this into a 2-lane about right here. In fact, let's just make it 2 lanes the whole way. This one can turn as well if it wants to. And we're going to start snaking one of these down below. I don't want it to be that sharp of an angle. We're going to snake it under here and then bring it up and over and onto this highway. Just make it over the service road here. Turn off my snapping because the snapping is really frustrating me at the moment. I want to just go straight over and then you can snap again. So that way, if you want to go from the city onto this highway, that's how you do so. Is you get on the service road, you take this exit, and then you take this left on-ramp. And this way it prevents weaving with this one. I thought about doing one down here, but it really just makes sense to prevent weaving. Make your way onto the highway this way. And let's do our upgrade to a 4-lane here and here. And it should be plenty of time to not weave with that. I think that is everything we need. Look at this wonderful bit of spaghetti up here. In the next episode, we'll probably do some more exits, bring more people into the city. We've got 2 major ways to get into the city now. We've got a ring road. This took an hour and 15 minutes, and I know that this looks terrible. We'll fill it in with some trees. We'll put some commercial stuff along the service road. Oh man, what a long episode, but what a fun episode. Let's go ahead and let it run for a minute. Let's see people using these on and off ramps. Let's see how the traffic starts to develop on here. I'm excited to see this actually get used. This stoplight definitely needs to be turned off. And again, I don't think we need the stop signs right now. There's not going to be enough traffic using it. And again, I'm not going to extend the metro out past this circle. That's where we're going to stay. Let's take a look at our traffic flow. Everything's looking good so far. We've got plenty of people on the ring road down here using our exits, turning off into the city. This intersection looks like it's going to be a bit of a pain, but that is okay with me. We can add a trampoline park to our park. This has been such a long episode. Once again, if you stuck around the whole time, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the support. It really was a fun episode for me, though. This ring road is the first time I've done this type of thing. First time I've actually done service roads in City Skylines. And I think that based on how this build went, I'm going to do them from now on. We've got our buses backing up over here. Kind of just a bug with the bus lines. Oh, this is going to look really cool on the outputted map. Anyways, thank you all so incredibly much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit me with a like or comment. It helps out a lot. Also, subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Check out the community Discord to connect with me directly. And if you're interested in donating to my channel, there is a Patreon link in the description. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will catch each and every single one of you on the next one.